Hi, hello. Welcome to Homeschool. This is your Class 7 Mathematics NCERT or CBSE board. We are in our Chapter 5 Lines and Angles. Last session we have completed our first exercise. Now we are going to discuss all about transversal and what are the angles made by a transversal. Transversal, a line that intersects two or more lines at distinct points is called as a transversal. So let me draw two lines here. Two lines. Let us assume line L, line M. What is a transversal? Where it is? It is a line that intersects two or more lines. It is another line. Suppose if I draw a line like this, then this line I call it as a transversal. Let us mark this line P. Line P is intersecting at two distinct points. It is intersecting two lines L and M at two distinct points. Then we call this line P as a transversal. Once again I repeat, a line that intersects two or more lines at distinct points. Distinct means different points. Then we call this line as a transversal. A line P is a transversal because it is intersecting at two different points of two lines, line L and line M. Okay, so transversal may be any way, children. So you can see here, suppose if two lines are like this and I may draw another line, then this will be a transversal. This line is a transversal, not either this or this. Okay, how many lines it can intersect? It can intersect many, two or more, many points it can intersect. This is a transversal for three lines. Three lines, it is intersecting at three distinct points. And this is a transversal for two lines. It is intersecting at two distinct points. Line P is a transversal for two lines, line L and line M, whereas it is intersecting at two distinct points. And now second figure, let me mark this A, B, C, D. Line A is a transversal of what? Of three lines. Line A is a transversal of line B, line C and line D. How you can say it is a transversal for three lines and it is intersecting at three distinct points. Okay, like this we need to see the transversal. Next, can I draw a transversal for many lines? Yes, we can draw. And one more question. Suppose if your lines are like this. If your lines are like this, can I say line L is a transversal for line A and line B? Just think over here. Is line L a transversal for line A and line B? No. Why it is no? Why it is no? If line L is a transversal, it should intersect for the two lines at two different points. But it is intersecting at the same point. Therefore, line L is not a transversal. Line L is not a transversal for AB. Any line you consider, is A is a transversal for other two lines? No. What is the condition to be a transversal? A line that intersects two or more lines at distinct points. Different points this transversal should intersect. Okay, then we call that as a transversal. Then one more variety of transversal I'd like to show. That is, suppose if I draw a line like this and this. Now line A, this is B, C, D. Can I say A is a transversal for 3 lines? Can I say line A is a transversal for these 3 lines? No. Why no? Observe here carefully, children. Why no? I am saying no. If line A is a transversal for 3 lines, this line should intersect at 3 distinct points. But how many points it is intersecting? Count along with me. 1 and 2, that's all. So, this is a transversal but not for 3 lines. It is a transversal for only 2 lines. Which 2 lines? Line A is a transversal for either line B and line C or line B and line D. Observe here carefully, but not 3. There are 2 conditions. Line A, if it is a transversal, either for line B and line C or line B and line D, but not the 3 lines B, C, D. Okay, like this you should see carefully. Suppose if a transversal is drawn for 5 lines, how many intersecting points you are going to get? 5, exactly. 5 intersecting points you are going to get when a transversal is drawn on 5 lines. Okay, now one more question for you. How many transversals you can draw in between 2 lines? How many transversals you can draw, children? Look here, I say this is a transversal and I say this is also a transversal. Yes, yes. I say one more, this is also a transversal and I say this is also a transversal. How many transversals you can draw between 2 lines? Infinitely many transversals you can draw. Okay, is this point clear? What is a transversal? How many lines it is passing through? You are going to get that many intersecting points, right? Can you imagine these type of transversals anywhere? Yes, you have seen some road crossings. Suppose you are going on a street, right? You can see street 1, street 2, street 3 and all having a common line, right? There you can see. And railway crossing. Many lines passing through a line, same intersecting line. There, by seeing that line, you can imagine what is this joining line. Okay, this joining line is nothing but a transversal. Let us find what are all the angles created by this transversal. Ready? Now we are going to learn what are all the angles made by transversal. Let me draw 2 lines. Let me draw 2 lines here. Line L and line M. Okay. Line L and line M is cut by a transversal P. If P is a transversal for 2 lines L and M, observe here, is it a transversal? Yes, it is intersecting 2 lines at 2 different points. 2 distinct points, therefore P is a transversal. Now, what are all the angles it is creating? Look here, this transversal will create 8 angles. Look here carefully. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A transversal creates 8 angles. And these angles we are going to classify with different names. Observe here carefully. These 2 lines are not parallel. Observe here, line L and line M are not parallel. If they extend, they may meet at some point. Transversal is drawn for 2 lines, line L and line M. Makes 8 angles. Now we are going to see what are all the angles it is forming. Look here, in between these 2 lines, these 4 angles, you just see here carefully. In between these 2 lines, these 4 angles, we call them as interior angles. The angles are inside the lines. So what are the interior angles? Between the 2 points. Okay. The angles. What are all the interior angles? Here I write interior angles. Angle 3, angle 4, angle 5 and angle 6. These 4 angles we call them as interior angles. Then coming to outside, if the angles are, what we call these 4 angles, children? They are outside lines, right? These 4 are inside and these 4 are outside. Inside, interior we call. Then if they are outside, we call them as exterior angles. Identify the exterior angles here. Angle 1, angle 2, angle 7, angle 8. Right here, exterior angles. Angle 1, angle 2, angle 7 and angle 8. In this, we have 4 interior angles, 4 exterior angles. Next, coming to corresponding angles. Children, you know adjacent angles. Having common vertex and common arm, non-common arms are on either side. You know that adjacent angles, right? No need of identifying. Coming to corresponding angles. What are corresponding angles? It should follow these 2 rules. What are the 2 rules? The angles should have different vertices. Where we call corresponding angles, those angles will be having at different vertices and are on the same side of the transversal. This is a transversal, right? Either it may be this side of the transversal or that side of the transversal. What are the corresponding angles here? Identify. I can say angle 1, angle 5. Angle 1 is at this vertex and angle 5 is at this vertex. 2 vertices are different and are lying on the same side of the transversal. How many pairs of corresponding angles are there? There are 4 pairs of corresponding angles are there. Identify here. Angle 1, angle 5. Angle 2 corresponding to angle 6. That's it? No. Angle 4 corresponding to angle 8. Angle 3 corresponding to angle 7. These 4 are interior angles. These 4 are exterior angles. Corresponding angles, one below the other. Just imagine, one below the other. Angle 1, angle 5. Angle 2, angle 6. And when I come from down, angle 7, angle 3. Angle 8, angle 4. Right? So now what are corresponding angles? The 2 angles must be from the different vertices and they lie on the same side of the transversal. Now we are going to identify the pair of corresponding angles. Pair means 2. Let me write here. Pair of corresponding angles. What are the corresponding angles here? Identify. Angle 1 and angle 5, comma. There are 4 pairs, right? You can write angle 2 corresponding to angle 6. Next, angle 3. Angle 3 corresponding to angle 7, comma. Angle 4 corresponding to angle 8. 1, 5, 2, 6, 3, 7, 4, 8. These are the pairs of corresponding angles. Next, we are going to identify one more type of angles. That is alternate angles. Alternate angles should follow 3 steps. What are those? They should have a different vertices and are on opposite side of the transversal, whereas corresponding same side. But alternate should be opposite side of the transversal. Lie between 2 lines. These alternate angles should lie between 2 lines. So, which we call as alternate angles? First step, they should have different vertices Okay, and they should be alternate to the transversal, and they should be between two lines. Now look here carefully. This is a transversal, right? The angle must be between two lines. Okay. Now if I consider angle 3. Angle 3, if you see this vertex and this vertex, the angle should be opposite side of the transversal. Angle 3, angle 4? No, because 3 and 4 are arising from the same vertex. So, angle 3 is alternate to angle 5. Or you may remember Z shape also. Suppose if I draw a line, right? Suppose if I draw, this angle is alternate to this and this angle is alternate to this angle. Right? They are from different vertices and they are on opposite side of the transversal and lying between two lines. Now identify alternate interior angles here. Angle 3, angle 5, angle 4, angle 6. Similarly, you can say angle 5 alternate to angle 3, angle 6 alternate to angle 4. Right? We are going to write now pair of alternate interior angles. Okay, these are inside, so we are calling alternate interior angles. Some people may remember in the form of Z shape, this angle, this, and this. Okay, alternate interior angles. So let us write alternate interior angles. What are alternate interior angles here? Angle 3 and angle 5, comma, angle 4 and angle 6. Alternate interior. Now one more word I am going to ask. Pair of alternate exterior angles. Pair of alternate exterior angles. Interior angles, okay. Exterior angles will be different vertices. They are on the opposite sides of the transversal and they don't follow inside the parallel lines. So what are the pair of alternate exterior angles? If I consider angle 1, another vertex here, opposite side of the transversal, angle 1, angle 7. Exterior I am talking, outside. Angle 1, angle 7. Angle 2, angle 8. Understand here carefully, this vertex and this vertex is different and angle 1 transversal opposite side is angle 7. For angle 2, like this children, here 1 there, 7 is here and here 2 means 8 is here. Angle 1 is alternate exterior to angle 7 and angle 2 is alternate exterior to angle 8. Now write the pairs, pair of exterior alternate angles. Right here, angle 1 and angle 7, comma, angle 2 and angle 8. Right? What all we have learned, we are going to repeat again after completing those two. Pair of interior angles on the same side of the transversal. Pair of interior means inside the two lines. Pair 2. Pair of interior angles on the same side of the transversal. Same side means this side angles, this side you need to say, that side angles, that side you need to say. Identify now pair of interior angles on the same side of the transversal. Angle 4, angle 5. Angle 3, angle 6. Right? Angle 3 and angle 6, comma, angle 4 and angle 5. Pair of interior angles on the same side of the transversal. Angle 3, angle 6, angle 4, angle 5. Right? And the last one, vertically opposite angles. What are vertically opposite angles? You just remember X shape. Already we have seen what are vertically opposite angles, adjacent angles, some angles we have seen. Now, where are vertically opposite angles? Identify here X shape, wherever you get X shape, you are going to see vertically opposite angles. Angle 1, this is the intersecting point, right? Angle 1 vertically opposite to angle 3, angle 2, angle 4. These two are vertically opposite angles and these two are vertically opposite angles. These two, these two. Now write the pair of vertically opposite angles. Pairs you can write angle 1 and angle 3, angle 2 and angle 4, and next angle 5 and angle 7, angle 6 and angle 8. Angle 8. So finally, what are all the angles created by a transversal? A transversal creates 8 angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In this, inside the two lines, these we call as the interior angles. They are angle 3, 4, 5, 6. Exterior angles 1, 2, 7, 8. Okay. And next, corresponding angles. Corresponding angles, it should follow 2 rules. What is that? They should be from the different vertices and they are on the same side of the transversal. Angle 1, angle 5. Angle 2, angle 6. Angle 4, corresponding to angle 8, angle 3, angle 7. Next, pair of alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles are what? Observe here, inside the two lines, alternate. Angle 3 alternate to angle 5, angle 4 alternate to angle 6. Alternate exterior angles. Angle 1, angle 7, angle 2, angle 8. Pair of interior angles on the same side of the transversal. Angle 4, angle 5, angle 3 and angle 6. Vertically opposite angles. Angle 1, angle 3, angle 2, angle 4, angle 5, angle 7, angle 6, angle 8. Now we are going to draw a transversal between two parallel lines. Before we did not say that those two lines are parallel. But now let me draw two parallel lines. Is cut by a transversal. Let the two parallel lines be P and Q. Is cut by a transversal M. Line M, it is a transversal for two lines P and Q. Okay, this line we call it as a transversal. A transversal is drawn to a parallel lines. Transversal cutting two parallel lines. It also forms same 8 angles, interior angles, exterior angles, corresponding angles, and then alternate angles, alternate interior, alternate exterior, pair of interior angles on same side of a transversal, vertically opposite angles, all will be same. But now let us try to identify everything. Let me mark the 8 angles here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, let's start identifying all the angles. Interior angles 3, 4, 5, 6. Exterior angles 1, 2, 7, 8. Yes? And then corresponding angles. Angle 1, angle 5, angle 2, angle 6, angle 4, angle 8, angle 3, angle 7. Alternate angles. Alternate angles, if I say, you should remember alternate interior angles. Angle 3, angle 5. Angle 4, angle 6. Alternate exterior angles means angle 2, angle 8. Angle 1, angle 7. Pair of interior angles on the same side. Angle 3, angle 6, angle 4, angle 5. Next one, vertically opposite angles. Angle 1, angle 3, angle 2, angle 4, angle 5, angle 7, angle 6, angle 8. All these we have seen the pair of angles. Right? All angles we identified in pairs. Now we are going to remember some important points. What is that? See the first point. If two parallel lines, line P and line Q, are cut by a transversal, This M, line M is a transversal. Each pair of corresponding angles are equal in measure. Equal in measure means corresponding angle. Suppose if this is 30 degree, then this will be 30 degree. If this is 150, then this will be 150. If two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, corresponding angles are equal. Now identify and write equal angles here, children. Pair. Angle 1 is equal to angle 5 and angle 2 is equal to angle 6. Next, angle 3, angle 7, angle 4 equal to angle 8. Before we said only pair of angles. But if these two lines are parallel, those measure is equal. Means angle 1 equal to angle 5. Whatever be the angle you get in future problems, the angle whatever there, that is equal to the corresponding angles if these two are parallel lines. See the next point. If two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, each pair of alternate angles are equal. Alternate angles are equal. Identify here alternate angles. Angle 3 equal to angle 5 and angle 4 equal to angle 6. I am talking about alternate interior angles. Alternate angles are equal. Those are angle 3 equal to angle 5 and angle 4 equal to angle 6. Next point, if two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then each pair of interior angles on the same side of the transversal. Understand here carefully. Interior angles on the same side of the transversal are supplementary. Supplementary means what, children? The sum of these two angles and these two angles are supplementary. Interior angles on the same side of the transversal, either this side or that side. Interior angles, that is angle 3 plus angle 6 is equal to, supplementary means 180 degree. And one more pair, angle 4 plus angle 5 is equal to 180 degrees. Right? And the last point, vertically opposite angles are equal. Vertically opposite angles means angle 1 equal to angle 3, angle 2 equal to angle 4, angle 5 equal to angle 7, angle 6 is equal to angle 8. So once again, let's have a recap. If two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, their corresponding angles are equal and their alternate angles are equal, and the angles which are lying on the same side of a transversal, sum is supplementary. Supplementary means angle 3 plus angle 6 180, angle 4 plus angle 5 180 degree, and their vertical opposite angles are equal. Angle 1, angle 3, angle 2, angle 4, angle 6 equal to angle 8, angle 5 equal to angle 7. All these vertically opposite angles are equal. So today we have seen all the types of angles formed by a transversal. We have seen before adjacent angles, now we have seen corresponding angles, alternate angles, pair of interior angles on same side, exterior angles. Okay, and what are the sum of the interior angles on the same side, what are vertically opposite angles. So children, try to understand by drawing many lines and transversals. Okay, if you are able to draw and identify all the pair of angles. Suppose you take an example like this. You name any angle, children. Yavish, right? You may take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now try to identify. Right heading, interior, exterior, alternate, corresponding, vertically opposite. And then try to identify now. Interior angles 2, 3, 5, 8. Exterior 1, 4, 6, 7. Right? If you are able to identify by drawing many figures, then you will be perfect to solve the problems. With this, we are going to end our session, children. In our next session, we are going to continue with the exercise problems. Until that, keep watching. Thank you all.